Hi, this is Akshay Sura from Conobos. Today we'll be talking about Headless Burger Delivery. It's a play on words, billion API served play on words with McDonald's as well, and there's a reason for that. The other day, Matt and I were talking about what was our first job, and it came up that I worked at McDonald's, and he thought it was a very interesting parallels between composable DXP and the proof of value work which we do all the time with the story I was telling him about how it was at McDonald's. So going to a little bit of a story, back in the day in the 1990s, I studied in England. I was studying in Gloucester but working in Cheltenham. Cheltenham has a McDonald's. It's a pretty big McDonald's. We had about 8 to 10 tills or POS systems, and during the weekend, we would have lines through, like out the door, all 8 or 10 lines, and our average was 17 seconds per customer from the time you took the order to the time you delivered what the customer ordered. And I think the industry average at that moment was 32 seconds. And so we were really efficient. The team all loved each other. We had a lot of fun, but at the same time, it was challenging. The work isn't easy at all. Every station poses a different risk. So if you're in a fry station, when you put your arm under the heat lamps for the 100 times of the day, it burns. Same thing with the griddle. If you're working in the freezer, you're going in and out, getting food in and out. If you are washing dishes, it's extremely hot water. You're wearing these heavy rubber pads and rubber gloves. And so it's challenging, but every unit did their own job really well. So when the person who is assembling it is helping the person taking the order, runs out, all they have to do is go to these different stations and pick it up, and then they assemble the order. So thinking about the movie, the founders of McDonald's, we're also doing kind of like a POV, proof of value, right? Doing the mock orders, figuring out, hey, let's put the layout this way, and then let's act as if someone ordered a malt, someone ordered fries, someone ordered 3 burgers. And they acted it out to an extent where they thought, we got it. And then once you go into production and once you start building things, you find out that, maybe there's still room for more tweaks, and it's an always learning process. So when looking at this, we thought, like Matt said, there's a lot of parallels with Composable DXP when we look at it. We have our customers. Our customers are the channels we provide things from, which is our website, our mobile app, gaming, POS systems, IoT, anything you can think of. And then our front counter is Vercel, for lack of a better word, at this moment in time, because in our world, it could be Vercel, Netlify, whoever it is, who is actually the face of it. So it's a little bit tricky depending on if you're using APIs and things. It might be your headless system or commerce, but the lack of a better word. So what we're trying to really get to is you could have an environment where it is not uncommon to see multiples of a piece of technology. So multiple CMSs, multiple commerce system, different ways of looking personalization. So you could have uniform, you could have segment. You could do a lot of things in terms of Composable DXP, which is you can reuse what you already have to find efficiencies in what you do because your team is more capable of doing it. Or you could get the best of breed to do what you need it to do, where the technology gaps are. So from a business and technology challenges perspective, you can look at the gaps and fill those with what you already have, or get something new. Remember, from a Composable DXP perspective, it's also very agile. So you can move, you have flexibility, you can do things differently. You can do it over a period of time. It's not all at once. So it's take your time, do it properly. Composable DXP also lets you pick things which work for your team. That's also something you can take into account. You can change the configuration or the things you use at any moment. You can be agile, you could be faster to market. So we thought that this was a good way for us to showcase it. I hope it did. I thought it was a funny little story, and how Composable really matches up with what was done in terms of how different stations did their job, right? So that's another thing, in that every station is proficient at what they do. So if you have, for instance, the best of breed for you for a dam perspective, for a few projects that might be the case, but for something else, maybe it's something else you need to do. That's why the concept of multiple CMS isn't so far-fetched anymore. Hope this helped. We tried to come up with a lot of videos to help people understand Composable DXP, Headless. So let us know if you need any help, ask us questions. We're out there on social. Thank you, and I hope this was useful.